Welcome to Cape Town News. Today is Sunday, the 5th of October, 2025, and in case you missed it, here's a recap of the top stories that made headlines in the Western Cape this past week. The Western Cape government has placed itself firmly on the global stage after completing a landmark benchmarking mission in São Paulo, Brazil, ahead of the 12th Regional Leaders Summit to be hosted in Cape Town this November under the theme Growth Through Economic Resilience. Minister of Infrastructure Tertuis Simmers emphasized that the trip was not ceremonial but deeply practical, focused on drawing lessons from a city of 20 million people recognized worldwide for its sophisticated road networks, port management, and urban planning. Discussions stretched beyond infrastructure, exploring ways to enhance trade, attract tourism, and build innovation partnerships in artificial intelligence and digitalization. São Paulo's approach to climate resilience and sustainability also formed a key part of the dialogue, with strategies to manage rapid urban growth and environmental pressures seen as valuable for the province's own development. In addition, the Western Cape delegation studied São Paulo's state military police model, which bolsters the province's ongoing push for devolved policing powers. Minister Simmers declared that São Paulo has shown how coordinated logistics and infrastructure can unlock economic growth, stressing that Cape Townians deserve smarter systems, stronger trade, and safer communities. These engagements are shaping not just ideas, but actionable steps the province will embed in its development framework, with the summit providing the platform to showcase these commitments. By looking outward and collaborating with global peers, the Western Cape aims to deliver inward benefits, reinforcing its proactive strategy to innovate, secure investment, and position itself as Africa's hub for sustainable growth. Cape Town's central business district transformed into a sea of solidarity on Saturday, the 27th of September, as thousands marched from Muir Street to Parliament, demanding an end to the ongoing genocide in Gaza. The march, organized by a coalition including the Al-Quds Foundation South Africa, the Muslim Judicial Council, the Palestine Solidarity Campaign, the South African Jews for a Free Palestine, and the Good Party, drew widespread support across communities. Chanting Free Palestine under the scorching sun, demonstrators carried banners and flags while uniting under one message of human dignity. Political voices added weight to the protest, with Umkhonto we Sizwe Deputy President John Schlop declaring that the Palestinian struggle is inseparable from South Africa's own fight for dignity and land. EFF MP Carl Niehaus called for the closure of the Israeli embassy and economic sanctions against what he termed apartheid Israel, while Natsia Paulsen reinforced that Zionism must be recognized as racial supremacy akin to apartheid. Families, including young children, joined the protest, with Mohammad Salih Devaji saying he traveled from Kimberley to ensure his voice was heard, stressing that the Quran teaches truth will prevail. Palestinian voices, such as Malik Mohammed, shared personal stories of displacement and gratitude for South Africa's support, reminding marchers that solidarity can offer hope amid despair. The coalition submitted a memorandum to Speaker Thoko Didiza, demanding government enact the apartheid bill, prosecute corporations complicit in Israel's actions, and formally cut ties with Israel. With calls for a response within 14 days, the march was both a passionate plea and a warning that silence equals complicity. The Western Cape has officially launched the Western Cape Investment Summit 2025, a bold initiative to cement the province as Africa's leading investment hub and push towards a R1 trillion economy by 2035. The announcement came from Minister of Agriculture, Economic Development and Tourism, Dr. Ivan Meyer, during a stakeholder event at the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. The summit, scheduled for the 5th to the 7th of November at the Cape Town International Convention Center, will welcome over 300 delegates, including global investors, financiers, and project developers. Minister Meyer described the province as a beacon of opportunity, where world-class infrastructure and political stability provide fertile ground for investment. Premier Alan Winde echoed this, calling the Western Cape South Africa's gateway to growth. The summit forms part of the Growth for Jobs strategy, targeting 4 to 6% annual economic growth and raising private sector investment to 20% of GDP, worth an estimated 200 billion rand. The Western Cape Investment Summit 2025 will showcase projects across renewable energy, technology, agriculture, marine industries, and tourism, while delegates will access matchmaking platforms, curated deal books, and digital tracking tools. The Western Cape already boasts a strong record, having attracted nearly 300 foreign direct investment projects between 2014 and 2023, creating more than 17,000 jobs and $9 billion in capital spend. By tripling investment in 2023, largely in renewables, the province demonstrated its potential to accelerate. Dr. Meyer said the summit is a bold declaration of intent to build a globally competitive economy, while Premier Windi emphasized that inclusivity and jobs remain at the heart of the plan. Together, they called on investors and innovators worldwide to join the province in shaping a future of resilience and opportunity for all Cape Townians. A dramatic fire broke out in Cape Town's CBD on Monday afternoon, forcing emergency crews to race into action at the intersection of Hans Strijdom Avenue and Bree Street. The blaze, which engulfed the upper 3 floors of a building under construction, sent smoke billowing over the city centre and forced authorities to close off surrounding roads. Fire and rescue spokesperson Jermaine Carels confirmed that teams from Rowland Street and Salt River stations, supported by a specialised unit, managed to bring the fire under control. While the cause is still unknown, early indications suggest that ongoing construction activity may have played a role. Officials have urged motorists and pedestrians to avoid the area while safety assessments continue. Witnesses described scenes of chaos as traffic snarled in the city core and office workers gathered on pavements, watching firefighters battle the flames. For Cape Townians, the incident is a reminder of how quickly emergencies can disrupt daily life in the city centre. Despite the intensity of the fire, no injuries have been reported so far, though authorities remain cautious until final inspections are complete. The building, once completed, was expected to contribute to the city's economic rejuvenation, but for now, it stands as a stark reminder of the risks associated with construction projects in dense urban areas. The city has assured residents that safety protocols will be reviewed, and updates will be provided once the investigation determines the full cause. The Western Cape government has set climate resilience firmly on its agenda with the launch of the Disaster Resilience Summit in Century City, hosted at the Marriott Hotel Crystal Towers. Minister of Local Government, Environmental Affairs and Development Planning, Anton Bredell, stressed that the time for reactive firefighting is over and that Cape Townians must embrace proactive risk reduction. We must shift decisively from reactive disaster management to proactive planning, he said. Research shows the economic value of resilience is undeniable. The World Bank found that every $1 invested in resilient infrastructure saves 4 in avoided losses, while the Global Commission on Adaptation confirmed that strong early warning systems can cut disaster damage by up to 30%. The summit aligns with the International Day for Disaster Risk Reduction on the 13th of October under the theme Fund Resilience, Not Disasters. Its program spans 5 focus areas: climate risk, early warning, community resilience, governance and finance, and data innovation. Municipal leaders, academics, and insurers like Santam are co-designing solutions. Santam's Thabiso Rulashe said their partnership for risk and resilience has already impacted 29 million South Africans since 2012. Department head Graham Pauls emphasized that the summit is not talk, but action, with implementable projects expected. For Cape Townians, who face wildfires, drought and flooding every year, resilience planning means stronger communities, reduced shocks, and hope for safer futures. Fire crews in Cape Town fought late into Tuesday night to contain a wildfire on the slopes above Deer Park, as strong winds drove flames dangerously close to Devil's Peak. Mayoral Committee Member for Safety and Security J.P. Smith confirmed that multiple ground teams, supported by 4x4 all-terrain tankers, fire engines and aerial support, were deployed to combat the blaze. Fire engines were stationed along Bredell Road to protect nearby homes, with residents urged to stay clear of the area. Smith thanked SAN Parks for joining the response, noting the coordinated operation was a multi-front fight against difficult conditions. SANPARKS earlier announced that several trails and jeep tracks, including Deer Park, Pipe Track, and those linking to Camps Bay, had been closed for public safety. Extreme heat, low humidity, and spotting created volatile conditions that pushed the fire toward the back table and 12 Apostles. The Table Mountain aerial cableway remained open, but certain sections beyond ablution facilities were off-limits. By Tuesday evening, steady progress was reported, though flare-ups were expected overnight. Witnesses described heavy smoke blanketing parts of the city, with emergency vehicles rushing in and out of the fire zone. For Cape Townians, the event is another stark reminder of the fire risk inherent to living alongside Table Mountain. Authorities reiterated calls for residents and tourists to obey all safety instructions so that crews can focus on protecting both natural heritage and surrounding communities. A massive anti-corruption operation has shaken Cape Town, with police confirming that 26 locations across the metro were raided in connection with municipal tender fraud, totaling a staggering 1.6 billion rand. The crackdown was triggered by information from a whistleblower, sparking coordinated action by the Commercial Crime Investigation Unit, SAPS detectives, and partner agencies. According to police spokesperson Colonel Andre Trout, the search and seizure operation began in the early hours of September 30th, targeting business premises, municipal buildings, and private homes of officials implicated in the scandal. Warrants were executed to secure both documents and electronic evidence. Trout explained that contracts worth approximately 1.6 billion rand are under scrutiny, with allegations pointing to widespread irregularities in procurement and service delivery contracts. This coordinated effort underscores our commitment to decisively address corruption and safeguard public resources, Trout said. The city confirmed that its own forensic services unit had escalated the matter to SAPS, highlighting its zero-tolerance stance on fraud. The case is expected to send shockwaves through the province, as it is one of the largest municipal corruption investigations in years. Analysts note that the scandal could test public confidence in local government and will likely place intense pressure on both municipal officials and contractors tied to the contracts. While no arrests have been confirmed yet, the investigation is ongoing and more details will be revealed as evidence is processed. Public reaction has been swift, with civil society calling for transparency and accountability. The raids mark a decisive moment in the fight against corruption in the Western Cape, underlining how whistleblower testimony continues to play a critical role in exposing large-scale fraud. Cape Town International Airport has cemented its reputation as a key driver of growth, welcoming over 10 million passengers in 2024 and moving more than 75,000 tons of cargo. The aviation sector is now a powerhouse of opportunity, boosting jobs, investment, and trade. MACO member for economic growth, James Voss reported an 8% rise in domestic travel and a 5% increase in international arrivals this year, with cargo volumes surging by a massive 56%. That's real momentum, he said, adding that each tourist helps fuel job creation, with 10 visitors equating to 1 new job in the local economy. From November through March, Cape Town will be directly linked by 24 airlines, offering 228 weekly flights to 30 destinations across 35 routes. The city's Air Access Initiative, now in its 10th year, has been crucial in negotiating these routes and keeping Cape Town globally connected. Voss highlighted the ripple effects for Cape Townians, pointing out that tourism, logistics, and hospitality are all reaping the rewards of expanded air access. But he also warned of pressing infrastructure challenges at the airport. While Cape Town International continues to win awards as Africa's top-performing airport, it faces strain. "We urgently need upgrades, including terminal expansion, runway capacity, and modernized cargo handling," Voss said. He confirmed he will lobby airports company South Africa for investment. Industry experts agree that without upgrades, the momentum could stall. For now, however, the aviation boom is a beacon of growth, showing how Cape Town's skies are helping to secure its economic future. The Western Cape has once again secured its place as South Africa's leading provincial economy, with the latest gross domestic product figures from Statistics South Africa confirming the province's economic resilience. Covering the period from 2013 to 2024, the report reveals that the Western Cape achieved a real GDPR of 666.8 billion rand in 2024, representing 14.3% of the national GDP. This places the province firmly ahead of Gauteng and KwaZulu-Natal, with growth of 8.7% over the past decade. Premier Alan Winde welcomed the results, crediting the province's consistent focus on governance, infrastructure, and investment attraction. Finance MEC Ivan Meyer emphasized that their growth for jobs strategy is crucial in ensuring momentum, saying the province's success reflects careful fiscal discipline and strong partnerships with industry. While finance, real estate, and business services contributed most significantly at 31.1%. The report also highlights robust growth in the personal services sector, including education and health. Yet not all sectors are flourishing. Construction recorded an annual decline of 3.8%, echoing national struggles, while manufacturing, although marginal, still managed a slight positive growth of 0.03%, outperforming the national contraction. Experts warn that these figures underline the urgent need for targeted sectoral interventions to avoid economic stagnation in critical areas. The Western Cape government reiterated its commitment to working alongside businesses and industry leaders to revitalize construction and manufacturing through policy innovation, infrastructure investment, and support for small and medium enterprises. A routine delivery turned into an act of bravery when a local driver became a hero after spotting a car on fire inside a residential complex this week. The driver, who works with Checkers 6060, noticed flames coming from the parked vehicle and immediately jumped into action, using available resources to keep the fire under control until help arrived. His swift thinking prevented what could have been a catastrophic blaze, protecting residents and property. Onlookers commended his courage, with many praising him across social media for stepping up when others might have hesitated. Video footage of the incident quickly circulated online, with comments celebrating him as a real-life hero. One resident shared that his actions brought peace of mind in an otherwise terrifying moment. The story has since gone viral, attracting attention beyond the neighborhood where it happened. Checkers South Africa also acknowledged the employee's bravery, thanking him for embodying their spirit of community service. The driver himself downplayed the praise, saying he simply did what anyone would have done when faced with danger. Nonetheless, Cape Townians have embraced him as proof that small acts of courage can have a big impact. This Friday, his story stands as a reminder that heroes are found in everyday life, often when we least expect them. Cape Town's connectivity has been given a major lift, with budget airline FlySAF Air launching a new service linking Cape Town International to Hoedspruit Eastgate Airport, opening up affordable access to the Kruger National Park region. The inaugural flight, which took off on the 2nd of October, is part of the airline's strategy to expand affordable domestic routes. The service will operate 3 times a week on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Flights depart Cape Town at 12:15, landing at Hoedspruit at 14:45, before returning at 15:20 and arriving back in Cape Town at 18:05. FlySAF Air's Chief Marketing Officer Kirby Gordon said the decision followed strong demand on the Cape Town to Nelspruit route, launched in 2022. Both airports serve very different parts of the Kruger region, so this route broadens accessibility for travelers, Gordon explained. Hoedspruit is regarded as one of the main gateways to private game reserves such as Timbavati and Klaseri, as well as lodges along the western edge of Kruger. The new service is expected to attract both domestic tourists and international travelers seeking lower-cost options to experience South Africa's world-renowned safari destinations. For the tourism sector, this move marks another step in making wildlife travel more accessible, especially at a time when demand for nature-based holidays is climbing. Until now, most flights into Hoedspruit were dominated by premium carriers at higher prices. FlySaf Air's entry into this market signals a new era of affordability, providing budget-conscious travelers the opportunity to explore one of South Africa's most popular destinations, Africa's most prized natural assets. The addition of this route also strengthens Cape Town's role as a key aviation hub, linking the city more directly to destinations that boost both tourism and economic activity across the country. For Cape Townians, it means easier access to some of South Africa's most spectacular wilderness. Western Province cricket has entered a new era under recently appointed head coach Rory Kleinveld, the former Proteas fast bowler who has returned to Newlands after coaching stints abroad. Kleinveld takes over from Saliek Nakadine, bringing a fresh approach to the team ahead of the 2025/26 domestic season. Senior player Buren Hendricks praised the impact of his former teammate, saying Kleinveld has injected energy and freedom into the squad. He's got a wealth of knowledge and passion for the game, and that's driving the players in the right direction, Hendricks told independent media. Hendricks highlighted the encouragement given to younger talents like Valentine Kitime and Abdullah Bayumi, who have been urged to express themselves and prove their place in Division 1 cricket. Kleinveld's message is simple: play your natural game. For a squad in transition, this philosophy has resonated strongly, building confidence among both new and experienced players. The team begins its season against the Warriors at St. George's Park, marking the first test of this new leadership era. Kleinveld, who previously served as assistant coach at Western Province and bowling coach at Northamptonshire, is now tasked with steering WP back to the top tiers of South African domestic cricket. His appointment has been widely welcomed, with hopes that his local knowledge and international experience will help revive Western Province's cricketing fortunes. Tomorrow, Cape Town, Paarl and Stellenbosch will see mostly fine to partly cloudy conditions with highs of 23 in Cape Town and 25 inland. Morning lows will hover near 12. Strong southeasterly winds will develop during the day, with warnings in place for possible damaging coastal winds and waves. Seas will be rough, with swells between 2 and 3 meters and a period of about 11 seconds. Tides bring a high tide at 28 minutes past 2 in the morning, a low tide at 29 minutes past 8 in the morning, another high tide at 20 to 3 in the afternoon, and a low tide just before 9 that evening. Sunrise is at 6:16 and sunset at 6:52. UV levels remain moderate. With that, we wrap up this week's recap, and now you know what's happening in the mother city. Thank you for watching Cape Town News. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a story. We appreciate your support. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget, the next bulletin drops tomorrow at 12 noon on YouTube. Meanwhile, stay safe, informed, and connected.